a little geeky science moment here for you, and then I'll pick up your phone calls again. I just got my. I am a member of the AAAS, the American Academy for the Association or for the Advancement of Science, and they publish a magazine called Science, which, along with Nature, are the two most, I think, prestigious, solid, peer-reviewed scientific journals, certainly in the United States. And I was reading it during the break. I'm reading Science. I should be reading politics, but I just came across this amazing thing. This article. I'll read you the. I mean, keep in mind this is Science for Scientists, but it's titled "Asynchronous Therapy Restores Motor Control by Rewiring of the Rat Corticospinal Tract After Stroke." And here's what they're saying is that basically after a stroke, it takes a long time to recover function, and in most cases, function is never fully recovered. And what they discovered is that there's actually a protein that the body produces. It's called NOGO-A, N-O-G-O-A, that inhibits the growth of neurons. It inhibits the growth of new nerve cells. And it's part of the body's balancing act, right? The body for everything in the body that promotes growth, there's something that inhibits growth. And when these things get thrown out of whack in an adult, if the growth inhibiting factors are inhibited, you can get things like cancers. Or if the growth promoting things are promoted and you get too much growth, you can get things like cancer, which is why things like estrogen, which promotes growth in breast and uterine tissue, external estrogen therapy for like hot flashes can cause breast or uterine cancer. Testosterone therapy can cause or can exacerbate prostate cancer. So, this has to do presumably with the body's balancing system to prevent things like brain cancer. But what they did was when they identified this protein, NOGO-A, they said, what would happen if we, right after a stroke, we inhibited this inhibiting protein? We stopped the protein that slows down the growth of nerves. So the nerves could grow really fast for a short period of time. And so they gave rats massive strokes. And then they gave them a drug that inhibited NOGO-A for a couple of weeks. And reading from the study, here we show that rehabilitative training, if preceded by a nerve growth-promoting antibody therapy, almost completely restored skilled forelimb functions after cortical strokes in adult rats. Now, this is like one of those little obscure studies that you read in the back pages of a science journal that could literally change the world if they can figure this thing out. Now, they obviously they've now isolated the protein that inhibits the protein or the enzyme that inhibits nerve growth. And they've got to figure out, does this work in humans? And then they got to figure out dosage, and then they got to figure out toxicity, and then they got to figure out, are we healing people from strokes? Only, 3 years later they end up with brain cancer. I mean, there's just a million questions that come out of this. But boy, it's fun to watch the sausage being made of science. I just love it. I'm a total junkie.